Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to begin.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for Culture Clatter, showcasing new works and playwrights from the vibrant cultural and ethnic communities of Silicon Valley. We've partnered with artists from local community theaters to bring their voices to a broader theater community, and I hope this will be an ongoing project here at Foothill.
We are gathered today on the traditional lands of the Ramaita Ohlone peoples, the original inhabitants of Los Altos Hills. I ask you to join us in acknowledging this community, their elders both past and present, as well as future generations. We, the leaders of Foothill De Anza Community College District, also acknowledge that the district was founded upon unceded land, and that under the flag of education, our administrators, instructors, and students violated graves of the Ramaita Ohlone. We hereby commit to working to dismantle the ongoing legacies of both of these takings and the usurpation of the other rights of the people who once lived here.
The two plays you're about to see were first developed by Bay Area Drama for live performances last March. They have been adapted for Zoom, and we are pleased to have them premiere here to inaugurate this project. Enjoy the shows.
I was on vacation once in India with my parents, and in Kerala, I saw this huge elephant tied with just a rope around its front leg. I was blown away. A fully grown elephant restrained by just a slender rope that it could snap without really making much of an effort. How does that happen? Well, it turns out when the elephant was just a baby, it was tied by that same rope, and it would try and break free, but the rope was enough to hold it. As the elephant grew up, it continued to believe that it couldn't break free, that the rope was too strong, and it just stopped trying. So in my story, which you will hear shortly, there's no elephants, or ropes for that matter. So what's the connection? Why don't I just let you watch it?
Excuse me, I'm not sure if you realized it, but you have my drink.
But it says Bobby.
Yeah, with an I. That's my name.
You're Bobby?
Yeah, with an I. Apparently so are you.
With a Y?
And you ordered your GTL right after I ordered mine.
Oh, geez. I picked up your GTL. Do you want it back?
No, the barista made me a new one. And I asked him to make you a new one too. Here.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hey,
Yes.
do you want to join me?
Are you sure?
Yeah, unless you're with someone.
No, just by myself.
Oh, great. Well, I'm single too. I'm by myself.
Wow, it's really busy in here today.
Is it? Oh, yeah, it is, isn't it?
So what brings you here, Bobby with a Y?
Oh, I come up here a lot, mostly to get away from my family. They just drive me up the wall. Indian parents,
No, I wouldn't know.
Oh, right, of course. But you're Chinese, right? Chinese parents can't be all that different. They ask you, oh, what are you doing with your life? Are you eating enough? Are you seeing this girl? It just never ends.
I don't live with my parents.
No, I don't live with my parents either.
Oh, I thought that you said that you do.
No, I have an apartment. It's a really nice apartment. It's up in Oakland, and you should come see it sometime. Not right away, but if you and I... never mind. Anyway, I see them on weekends, holidays, vacations, no choice. My mom, she has these powers. Like she guilts you until you give her what she wants. But thank God I don't live with them. I go batshit crazy. Are your parents dead?
No,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean.
they're both alive
Oh,
and
good.
healthy.
So glad to hear, so glad.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Why do you ask?
You seem a little, well, my parents live in Ohio.
Okay, that's nice. That's very nice. That's Eastern time zone. Very nice. And I'm glad they're alive.
Thank you, I guess.
Look, I'm just a little nervous, okay? I mean, you're like totally hot, and I can't believe you said yes to sitting here with me.
Hey, I could leave.
Oh, no, please don't.
Okay.
I'm very happy you said yes to sitting with me. You know, normally I wouldn't have the courage to ask a girl like you, but sometimes words escape my mouth before I realize that I'm talking aloud.
Yeah, I noticed.
That obvious, huh?
But it worked, right?
It sure did. So, what brings you here, Bobby, with an I?
Just getting a drink before my yoga session next door.
Nice. Do you live nearby?
Yeah, Menlo Park. I work at Facebook.
Cool. Well, what do you do there?
I'm a software engineer.
No way. I'm a software engineer too.
Hey. Well, it is Silicon Valley. But there you go. That's another thing we have in common.
Yeah, like the green tea lemonades we both ordered.
That's right.
So if we both ordered GTLs, how'd you figure that you had the wrong one?
That one wasn't sweet enough.
That's right. Usually when I order mine, it's with half the sweetener. No wonder it tasted so sweet. Well, I think you're sweet too, Bobby. Like your GTL.
Are you flirting with me?
Maybe. Is it working?
Maybe. Well, I gotta go to class, but here, call me.
Okay.
What's your real name?
Bharat.
Could you say that one more time?
Bharat. Bharat.
You're gonna have to teach me how to pronounce it.
Okay, I will. And what's your real name?
Bobby.
Bobby. Bobby. Soon, love bloomed on the Indochina border, and Bobby and I were on top of the world. Ah, the feeling of being newly in love, waking up in the morning, jumping out of bed, and saying to yourself, what a beautiful day of being in love. The first kiss, the first time making love. No, that wasn't so beautiful. You know what? We won't talk about that, but I will let you know that it got better. A lot better. Anyway, weeks turned into delightful months, and I was ready to take that crucial next step, to get Bobby to meet my Indian parents. You see, Indian parents are not the kind you surprise with a new girlfriend. No. Because in a relationship with Indian parents, honesty and openness are never a good idea. So that Thanksgiving, I brought Bobby home, but I didn't tell my parents she was my girlfriend. And dinner went really well, until after she left. Oh, the food was so good, Mom. I mean, Bobby just inhaled the whole sag paneer.
I'm glad she did. Their cooking is quite bland, no? No spices, nothing. Poor girl has probably not had nice Indian food before.
Well, of course she has.
How do you know?
Well, she works at Facebook, right? I mean, Facebook serves them Indian food in their cafeterias.
So you're comparing my cooking to Facebook's lunchroom.
Asians are lactose intolerant. She might regret all the paneer she ate.
Stop it, Papa.
It's a fact.
Well, I mean, she really liked you guys. I mean, Mom, she seemed comfortable talking about Laos and Thailand. And Dad, you were going on and on about cameras, photography, and gear and all that stuff. I couldn't understand half of what you were talking about.
She has good lenses, Carl's eyes.
Bharat,
Yes, Mom?
are you seeing her?
What?
Is she your girlfriend?
What? No. Why would you think that? She's just someone I happen to know through a common friend. Uh, her family lives up in Ohio, and this year she didn't go home for Thanksgiving. That's all.
I see.
Yeah, and, she's just a friend, and not even a very close one. She lives up in Menlo Park, but we don't even meet that often.
Beta, I'm your mother. Huh?
Okay. She's my girlfriend. We've been going out for 6 months.
Oh,
Papa,
Look, I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner, but I just wanted you to meet her first. Instead of this whole girlfriend thing hanging over her head. And get to know her as a person, rather than giving her the 3rd degree the first time you meet her. Yeah, and she's a really nice person. Real smart and beautiful. Well, you met her. What did you think of her?
are you thinking of marrying her?
What? I don't know. We haven't talked about it. I don't even know if she'll want to marry me. But if she does, well, then maybe.
I see.
Yeah, why not?
Well, if you do, we can't stop you. But you should know that it will be without our blessings.
What? I mean, Mom, what's that supposed to mean? Come on. Dad? This is blackmail. What's wrong with Bobby? She's nice, smart, beautiful, and fair. You'll have fair grandkids.
They are very different from us.
They? Who's they? If I do, I'll be marrying Bobby, not all of China. And by the way, Bobby is as American as me.
Your culture doesn't change in one generation, huh, beta? And she may be American. We've raised you as a Pakka Indian, okay?
God, don't remind me. I hated traditional dress day at school. And wait, is this because she's Asian? So if she was white, you'd be okay with her?
of course.
No.
No, I meant no.
God, you guys are pathetic.
Look, I don't want to argue with you on this, okay? I know what is good for you. She is definitely not good. And Papa, why am I doing all the talking here? He's your son too, no?
Bharat Beta, listen. China is the mortal enemy of India. In 1962, China attacked India while Nehru was saying Hindi Chini bye bye. This was the Indo-China War of 1962. I still bear the emotional scars from that war, Beta. This is going to be very difficult,
Dad, you weren't even born then.
My history classes were traumatic for me.
God, this is crazy.
Beta, you're our only child. Please don't take away our dream of having a nice Indian bow.
Well, why does your daughter-in-law have to be Indian?
Because marriage is a very big adjustment, beta, and you're young. Trust me, you're not going to be happy with some Chinese girl.
Well, I'm not going to stop seeing Bobby just because of your narrow-mindedness. And if it comes down to that, we will get married, with or without your blessing.
Bharat, Papa, you are no help at all, huh?
What kind of a name is Bobby? It's a boy's name. These Chinese have no idea about American culture.
So I kept seeing Bobby. But when she asked about dinner that night, I told her my parents loved her. But I never invited her back home or mentioned them in conversation again. If she thought that was strange, well, she didn't mention it. Meanwhile, between me and my parents, nothing changed. I continued to see them on weekends, holidays, and took vacations with them. But we avoided the subject of Bobby altogether, completely. So much so that we stopped eating Chinese food because it was close to the subject we were trying to avoid. Then nearly a year later, suddenly one day, chow mein was back on the menu.
Bharat,
Yes, Mom?
are you still dating Bobby?
Yes.
Have you talked about marriage?
Not yet.
Of course not. Otherwise, you'd have told me, right?
Right?
Hmm. But this is a serious relationship, isn't it? In almost a year and a half.
Yes. It is.
Well, your father and we talked about it. And if you really want to marry her, we will give you our blessings.
Wait. Really? You're serious?
Yes.
So you'll come to the wedding?
Yes.
You'll accept Bobby as your daughter-in-law?
Hmm.
Wow. I mean, what changed your mind, Mom?
Well, you are our only child, beta. And your happiness is most important to us. We don't want to lose you over this. If Bobby makes you happy, that's good enough for us.
Well, I, I thought you wanted an Indian daughter-in-law.
I did. But this is your life, not mine. I just want to see my son happy. That's all.
I love you, Mom.
Relax, relax. I have my conditions, huh? I have some dreams I'm not giving up on. We are going to have a big fat Indian wedding. Bobby is going to be an Indian dulan. Wear your grandmother's jewelry, proper shadi ka juda, or some bridal dress from Vera Wang Shang. And you're going to wear a sherwani with a pagdi. Come on a horse with a band and a barat dancing in front of you.
Fine, fine. One last traditional dress day at school.
We will invite all our friends, at least 500 people.
500?
Then what? I know all this will be very expensive. And I'm assuming her Chinese parents are not going to be paying for it. So I've convinced your father to pay for the whole thing. You were not very happy about it, let me tell you that. But I also don't give up that easily.
Oh, yes, I do. But I can't believe Dad agreed to pay for it all.
Well, he did. So do you agree?
Well, what can I say? I mean, yes.
So when are you going to propose?
Propose?
Yes, Bharat. Propose, ask her to marry you. I hope you don't expect us to go to Ohio to ask her parents for her hand.
No, of course not. It's just that, well, I didn't put much thought into it since marriage wasn't on the cards.
Well, now it is.
Yeah.
So then?
Well, I guess I will now.
Don't make me wait too long, huh? I want to see my grandchildren grow up before I die.
I was so excited. I ran out of the house and got in my car and drove on autopilot towards Menlo Park, towards Bobby. I couldn't wait to tell her the good news. But wait, what was I going to say to her? We never discussed marriage or my parents' opposition to it. So what was I going to tell her? Oh, hey, babe. Sorry I didn't propose to you because my parents were against the marriage. And now that they're not, will you marry me? Yeah, no. There's a time and place for honesty, and this was definitely not it. So that night, I turned the car around and drove back home. Well, my parents' home. That was always home. The apartment up in Oakland was just the apartment. So a couple weeks passed by, and I'm feeling something strange is happening. But I'm slowly but surely disengaging from Bobby. I'm falling out of love. And she'd been sensing it too. So how's the food?
It's good. Although it's the third time this week we're having Indian.
I thought you liked Indian.
Well, I do. But come on, 3 times in a week?
Well, I'm Indian. This is our food.
Our food?
Yeah.
In the year and a half we've been together, we really had Indian. Every time we did, it's because I wanted to. You never wanted to because, oh, I have Indian all the time at home.
Yeah, so this week I wanted to.
What's going on, Bharat?
Nothing.
Oh no. Something definitely is going on. You've been picking stupid fights with me all week. I'm not responsible for the US-China trade war, okay? And just because I happen to think that the US is bullying China doesn't make me more Chinese and less American.
Yeah, of course. You're right. I'm sorry.
This is reasserting your Indianness or whatever it is that you're doing. And all of a sudden, I'm watching Bollywood movies on our date night.
With subtitles.
Eating spicy Indian food 3 nights in a week. What is this? Is this a test or something?
No, of course not. It's just, I'm a little confused about myself and about us.
Well, how about this? Get some clarity and then call me.
So I tried calling her. I tried to make things work, but it didn't take. Soon we stopped calling and texting too, and it just sort of fizzled out. It's hard to explain what happened here, but perhaps after a lifetime of my helicopter mom making all my important decisions for me, that Bobby was like a late rebellion, coloring outside the lines, flipping the bird to Indian parental authority. Or maybe I was attracted to her because she was forbidden fruit. And then once the fruit became available, I lost interest. Which makes me a bit of an asshole. But I can live with that. Because if that's not the reason why it didn't work out with Bobby, the only plausible explanation is that I am like that Kerala elephant. And I can never break free of my Indian parents and their idea of Indianness because I feel the rope is too strong for me. And I'd rather just be an asshole.
कौसल्या सुप्रजा रामपूर्वा संध्या प्रवर्तते उत्तिष्ठ नरशार्दूला कर्तव्यं
you know where I kept my wallet?
कौसल्या सुप्रजा रामपूर्वा संध्या प्रवर्तते. Kana, did you call me?
Yeah, do you know where I kept my wallet?
How will I know where you kept your wallet? Kana, why don't you check your pant pockets? The one you wore to Costco day before yesterday.
Got it. Thanks, Ma.
Kana, are you going somewhere?
Yeah, I'm going to the office. Have some work in the lab for a couple of hours.
Oh, will you have cereal for breakfast or shall I make you some upma?
No, I don't have time to eat.
Just 2 minutes, da.
Yo, my window to go to office is only 8 to 12. I'm already late.
You knew you had to go to office early, huh? Why did you not wake up earlier? If you had told me, I would have woken you up earlier. Why wake up like this so late and rush like this?
Slept at 3 a.m., Mama. Couldn't open my eyes when alarm rang. Hit the snooze button like 10 times before getting up.
But you haven't had your morning coffee either, Kana.
Crazy late, Ma. I have to run. I'll get some on the way at Starbucks.
Starbucks, ayyo. For the cost of 1 cup of coffee there, I can make you 10 cups of filter coffee here at home. And you will get 22 cups of filter coffee in Chennai.
Ma, earn in dollars, not rupees. And I think I can afford it.
Sorry. Eat a banana. I'll make you a cup of coffee. Don't go on an empty stomach.
Ma, I'm 28 years old. I'll eat when I'm hungry, I'll drink when I'm thirsty, alright? Stop treating me like a baby for God's sake. I'm sorry, Ma. I'm sorry. I'll have breakfast. No bananas, only cereal, please.
Sorry.
Oh, and a cup of your special filter coffee.
Podu. You'll be coming home for lunch, right?
Yeah. Why?
Illada. You used to go early in the morning and come back late at night. I used to be at home alone all day, every day. Then this corona came and you said, Amma, I'm going to be working from home. I was so happy. I thought, Abba, now at least I won't be alone anymore. Nothing changed. You're still upstairs alone working from morning till night and I'm still alone and bored.
Yeah, Ma. Why? We have so many TV. Sun TV, Jaya TV, Vijay TV, Aditya TV. We have Shankara TV also. Why don't you watch one of them?
Hey, how much TV can I watch now? Huh? Anyway, no new episodes. All because of this corona only. They're repeating the same old episodes. But one good thing came out of this, da. You're eating dinner and lunch with me. Every day. I like that, da.
Me too, Ma. Only problem is I'm half asleep in my after lunch meeting. By the way, you said you wanted vegetable, right? I will stop at the Indian store on the way back.
Daddy, why don't we go together, da? Huh? Look. I'll wear mask. I'll wear gloves. I'll wash my hands 5 times. I'll even take a bath. Promise.
Please, no, Ma. I don't want to take a chance.
Poda. We used to go for groceries together. We even used to go to your friends' homes and a temple. Now nothing. You won't let me go to India either. There at least the neighbors will come. Corona or no corona, the servant maid, she will surely come.
Ma, with Appa also not being there, how can I? I can't let you be alone in India, not during COVID, no way. Look, I know it's not been easy. Okay, I'll check and see if the temple is open. If it is and if it is not crowded, I will take you on Sunday. Okay?
Okay.
Actually, why don't you Zoom chat your best friend, Rohini auntie? I'm sure that will be good time pass.
Hey.
Huh?
I'm sure I can do one more thing to pass time. I can start looking for a daughter-in-law. Can I start spending time on those matrimonial sites? Huh? Can I?
No. Don't start with that again. I'm not going to get married anytime soon. I have to leave now. Okay, fine. Bye.
There, your coffee.
I'll have 2 in the evening.
Hello, Meera. Good morning.
Mommy, how are you?
Finished cooking?
Huh?
Lunch, I mean.
No, Mommy, just kept cooker for dal. Oh, has the baby gone to sleep already?
Baby, she slept off in 2 minutes, my patkuti.
Chamat. Mommy, how was your birthday celebration yesterday?
No celebration and all. Ordered food from a hotel, that's all.
That's nice only, no?
What nice. I could have cooked myself. My son and daughter-in-law, they insisted. So I agreed. But I told them very clearly that I will only eat from a pure vegetarian hotel. One thing good about this corona, Amma. We can't go to the hotel. Otherwise, they would have dragged me with my back pain, the baby, her car seat, Papa, and all this trouble only because the two of them like to eat out.
Mommy, at least on your birthday you got a holiday from cooking.
I could have, if only the food had been good.
Why? What happened?
You don't ask, Meera. It was horrible. I could not put any of that food in my mouth, Terima. Kandravi. Molaga bhaji, too salty. Sambar, too sour. And that curry, Papa, so spicy. They call it food, I could have made every one of those dishes 1,000 times better at home. But no. They had to order from outside only, and that too from that hotel.
Ayyo. What did you eat then?
Leftovers. Let that be. The food was so costly, but so expensive, $76 for 3 people.
Mommy, my son also once took me to that Starbucks. Saw the price of 1 cup of coffee and almost fainted.
Do you know why we had to go to that hotel only?
Why?
Because it is my daughter-in-law's favorite hotel. I didn't know whether it was her birthday or mine.
Mommy, it is the same in every restaurant. That is the main reason I came here. So that my son can eat good, healthy, home-cooked food. But it's very difficult nowadays, Mommy. No, nobody to talk to. Even my son, he has only 4 words to say to me. Good morning, good night. That's all. If you turn off the TV, just pin drop silence. No screaming neighbors, no screaming people on the street. No children playing.
No vegetable sellers calling out loudly. No auto rickshaw sattam. I also miss all that, ma.
Exactly, Mommy. Sometimes I think I'm going mad.
Don't worry, Meera. You will get used to it. Everybody does. In fact, the sooner you learn to accept it, the better.
No, Mommy. I want my son to get married and settled so that my responsibilities are over. And then only I'll have some peace of mind. And after that, no, Mommy, I'm going to go to India. For good.
Oh, that must be the handyman, ma. The tap in the bathroom had stopped working, so we had to call him. Let me just go and see and come. You wait.
Good morning, ma'am. I'm here to fix the faucet.
Yes, come in. Wait. First take off your shoes.
I'm sorry?
Shoes. I told you before also, no? We don't put shoes inside the house. Gets dirty, no?
I told you last time, that's against union rule.
Yenamo? Inglong rules. Did you bring battis to put on top?
I'm sorry?
Battis. That blue color battis to put on top of the shoes.
Oh, booties. No, ma'am, I told you I don't carry those in my truck.
Why not? Tari, you wait here. Here, you put this on top of your shoe and then you come in. You are not doing properly.
Excuse me?
See, the tap was flowing, then it stopped flowing. We called you. You came, you took lot of money and you said all is okay. But now again, what happened? Again broken.
I did my best, ma'am. I can't help it if there's something wrong with the pipes.
All excuses only. I'm watching you this time. You better fix properly before you go. We can't keep calling you again. Understand?
If you don't like my work, ma'am, I can leave and you can find someone else.
Oh, no. Hey, I'll just call you back, okay? 1 second. Please don't go. She doesn't mean anything bad. We know you're trying your best.
I don't know.
Oh, please, don't leave.
Well, you better talk to that lady.
I will, I promise. Amma, you can't talk to these people like this.
What is that supposed to mean?
There is something called as dignity of labor, Amma. This fellow, the gardener, the cleaning ladies, they're not like our servants at home. You have to speak politely to them.
What are you saying, huh? I'm not speaking politely, huh? He is not doing his work properly, and that is also my fault?
Ayo, that's not what I'm saying, Amma.
Everything in this house is my fault only. In my day, we never spoke back to my mother-in-law. We would shake like leaves when she was around. Nowadays, you people have no respect.
Look, already the gardener and the cleaning lady, they both have gotten upset and left.
Oh, and that is all because of me only?
I'm just saying we should not upset this fellow too.
The party? You only asked me to come here to take care of the baby. I would have stayed like royalty in my own house in Madras. The party, if you don't like it, you tell me right now. I'll buy a ticket, climb on the next plane and go back home. I left my poor husband there for you people's sake. Look at the way you talk to me. No respect at all. Check.
You left your husband there because you fought for the past 4 decades and can't stand each other. God, give me the strength.
Meera? Meera? Where are you?
Mommy.
Meera, I tell you, daughters-in-law these days, they have no respect. You know, in my days, I never raised my voice to my mother-in-law. Ever. Daughters-in-law in those days did not dare to. But these days, that is all they do. Why won't coronavirus come? Even worse will come.
Mommy, what happened? Are you okay?
Nothing, Meera. I'll tell you one thing. Don't get your son married in a hurry. Don't make the mistake that I made.
Sure, Mommy, sure. What will happen, Ilya. Nothing is in our hands.
I was also like you only, Meera. Sitting here and thinking that once my son gets married, everything will be alright. But then the baby came and I didn't have the heart to leave, Terima. That wretch of a woman does not understand this. I don't have to stay here. But then the baby should not have to go to the babysitter every day. My son and that woman also should not have to eat outside food every day. These are the reasons that keep me here.
Did your daughter-in-law say something to you?
See, before all this corona and working from home started, my son, that poor fellow, would come home tired after a whole day at work. I would have cooked and kept everything ready for him on the table. Can't this woman at least wait for him for dinner? Madam will walk in, sit down, eat to her heart's content and will leave.
Does your son not say anything?
Oh, she works in a job, no? So he listens to everything she says. If I open my mouth, he tells me to shut up.
You, really?
She's also tired, Amma. Tired, nonsense. When I was her age, I would wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, clean the kitchen, sanitize it with cow dung. You know how difficult that is, no, Meera? It's not like taking some spray bottle and doing puss-puss. Cook for a joint family of 12 people, 3 meals a day. That too not on a gas stove like these days, on a wood-burning stove, in all that smoke. Wash the dishes, wash the clothes, take care of in-laws, all the time while still attending to children. I kept working non-stop the whole day. I was the first one to wake up in the morning and the last one to go to sleep. Tired.
Your generation was different, Ilya, Mommy. We cannot expect the same these days. I still want my son to get married, have children. Maybe I'll find a stay-at-home wife for him,
Be careful what you wish for, Meera. Sometimes that is even worse.
What do you mean, Mommy?
You don't know. Lakshmi's daughter-in-law, Deepthi. She's a Punjabi girl. She doesn't go out to work. But she doesn't work at home either. Poor Lakshmi. She used to do all the work in the house.
Then she fell down and broke her hip. Now that Deepthi mistreats her badly. You know what Lakshmi prays to God every night? That she should not wake up the next morning.
Yo, that bad.
What to do? It is her karma. Now that Deepthi has hired a nanny, it seems. Every day that nanny comes in the morning, cleans the kitchen, prepares the meals, takes care of the children, does all the laundry, does all the grocery shopping.
What does a Deepthi do then?
Busy on Zoom all day. Meditation classes, acting classes, shopping enna, manicure enna, pedicure enna, hair dyeing enna. Some new fashion called self-care. If you get a daughter-in-law like that, you are finished.
No, mommy. My son, he will marry a very simple, very affectionate Iyengar girl.
He will. I'm sure. But Meera, as you only said, nothing is in our hands.
Ma'am, all done.
Oh, I have to go and check on that handyman, ma. We have to see whether he has finished all the work or he is walking away with more of my son's money for doing nothing. I will talk to you later.
Ma'am, all done. Ma'am, all done. Should work just fine now.
Thanks. How much I owe you this time?
75 even. A discount on behalf of that lady.
Just a second.
None of my business, but I'm guessing she's your mother-in-law.
You have a fix for that?
Oh, if I did, I'd be a billionaire.
Kana, come fast. I'm hungry.
5 minutes.
Dinner is avial.
Aviala, 2 minutes. Let's eat.
Kana, what's in this plastic box?
Oh, that is Kaju Katli.
Oh, where from?
Colleague, ma. She made herself.
She, Ponna. What is her name, da?
Ma.
Just asking, Kana. Is she Punjabi?
How did you know?
How old is she?
Before you go, we want to thank you for attending and offer a gentle reminder that now, more than ever, your help is needed to keep arts alive. If you're able, please consider a tax-deductible gift to Foothill Theatre, one of our producing partners, or any of the many arts organizations who are struggling in these difficult times. Visit our website at foothill.edu/theater to access donation links for Foothill Theatre Arts and our partners. All donations received by Foothill Theatre during the run of these shows will be shared with our partners. Please stay tuned. After a short break, we will have a chance to hear from the artists involved in today's plays. I've got a couple questions for the group, and then we can take some things from the chat. First of all, Basab, can you talk to us a little bit about how these were developed through Bay Area Drama Company and what happened in March?
Sure,
we can all guess, but
yeah. So So both these short plays were actually in a show that was called Afsane that was in English. We were also doing it in Tamil, the same shows, the same short plays. And this was all going into a sort of a, double header that was slated for late March. And of course, a week before we were going to on stage, there were 30 people in the cast and crew, and everybody was sorely disappointed because we had to shut down the show because of the pandemic. So the way we developed these short plays, these are all original plays. We started out with the idea that we would source stories about the immigrant experience, the immigrant South Asian experience in the Bay Area, and we'd make short plays out of that. So these are the two plays that two of the 8 plays that came out of that exercise. So we sourced those stories from our network of artists and their friends and the general community, and then we didn't always adhere to the story exactly. So for instance, Bobby and Bobby, which I wrote, is quite different from the actual story that we got. But in broad outlines, it's about an Indian family's reactions to their child, being in a relationship with somebody who's from a different race, ethnicity, and so we just converted into something that was stage worthy, and so we did similar things with the other plays as well. And that's the background to it. Suprabhatam was written by Sindu Singh, and I wrote Bobby and Bobby. Sindu was going to actually direct. She directed Afsane, which of course didn't go on stage, and Satish was the director of the Tamil version of the short story. So he was, a natural choice to take Suprabhatam and make that into, the presentation that we just gave to you.
Bruce, can I mention something? Paul Costello.
Yeah, thanks.
We were sitting in our studio, and at the end of a rehearsal of the shows, the complete shows, Sindu said to us, the director of the show I was in, the series, said, well, my husband, who's a physician, says this may really get bad, this virus. And it was at the beginning, and the virus, this was in early part when we really didn't know what this was going to entail, what this was going to unleash. And we're all sort of like, well, really? I mean, and it's to look at the trajectory of how the virus has, ruled the world. It was interesting to sit there and, we were sort of, in the early days, as everyone felt, well, it's going to be over tomorrow, next week, whatever. And, we saw this whole thing unfold and collapse the world, collapse theater. The sad thing is that the arts and theater around the world have been, really hit hard in the pandemic. And that's a great tragedy.
Thank you, guys. I think everybody, as we all know, a lot of stuff shut down in March. And I think you're right, Paul. We all sort of took it as, well, this will be a short-term thing, and then we'll be back at it. And of course, it hasn't been. And we're still sort of counting the months and trying to look through our crystal balls. Hey, Satish, can you talk to us a little bit about, because I think you probably did more, you and Jambu did more than anybody to adapt this and change how it looks in your particular show and adapt it to a video medium. Can you talk a little bit about the process and also maybe a little bit about the distancing issues?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for the opportunity. So we took what was written for stage, and first I wanted to take a look at it and see how I can make it in such a way that co-located characters are separated and all that. So then it turned out for me that it will be nice to adapt it to the current COVID environment. I've seen many Zoom plays, and I felt that I was not fully fulfilled. I mean, I also felt the actors could not express themselves fully just sitting in front of a camera in a chair, right? So we thought, okay, the idea was not to make it into a big movie or anything like that, but if this was performed on stage live, and I had multiple cameras that I could record the live show in, and then later take it and edit it and present it, how would that look like? That's the idea that we thought, and that's what we wanted to go for. I don't know how far we could achieve it or not. And as far as distancing and stuff, most of the many of the shots were done individually at their homes. Like the Zoom call shots were all organized, the camera, everything was organized on Zoom, and the actors were in their homes. And a couple of actors made their shots at their own locations. Yes, there were some co-location shots which we felt that, with that it will look even better. So we had actors come to the same location, but the actors got themselves tested. And as all the social distancing, when we were not on thing, we performed. And maximum number of people who were there were only 4. So these were some of the precautions that we took to shoot it.
Great. Jambu, you want to have anything to add about that, or is he still in?
I think Jambu had to drop. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, yeah, I thought it when I first saw it, I was really impressed, actually, that because I understand how much work it took to do that amount of filming and to set it up, and clearly you guys have been very careful. So congratulations for that. It does feel a lot like a movie in many ways, just because of the multiple angles and stuff, but it really is very realistic. Can we get some feedback from some of the actors, maybe from each of the shows, about translating these from live stage to a video or a Zoom medium? Anybody? What about, well, I'll let you guys chime in.
So hi, Bruce. I'm Havish. I played Bobby and Bobby and Bobby.
Yeah,
it was a bit of a challenge, and you're not getting the whole performer and audience interaction like you would in a live setting, but at the same time, it allows you to, do things that you couldn't do in the live setting. Like you have to be more internalized since you're acting on camera and everything, and I guess for me, it allowed me to I'm thinking of a way to explain it. I guess it allowed me to internalize my emotions a bit more and do different things than I was doing in what we were gonna do on the stage back in March.
Okay,
that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does actually. That makes perfect sense. That's a good thing. What about somebody from Satish's show, from the second show? What kind of things did you guys have to deal with that were not part of the original staging?
Well, there's chemistry, and there's in the scenes that I did with my partner, the mother-in-law, when you're on stage together, there's this tension, there's this feeling, there's this, and this we shot, very differently, so you don't, as an actor, I felt like I was missing a bit of that sort of rivalry, that sort of, you're there on stage with an individual and you feel their blood, you feel their sense, you feel their space, you're in the moment and you're reacting. And this sort of, shoot is very different. So, it was getting used to it. I mean, it's getting used to it. It's sort of a whole different, I love being on stage in the moment, acting, and this was quite different.
Yeah, hi, my name is Vaishnavi, and I was also in Satish's play, Suprabhatam. We're all, I think our entire group, if I may say so, we're all theater people. We've only ever done theater, very little film. Our director has also not, this was his first time filming. So I guess we all missed being on a physical, sharing a physical space, the exchange of energy, where we feed off of each other's reactions. We missed that a little bit. But with that said, I think Satish took an inordinate amount of time and trouble to explain the situation, how each person would be feeling and how we would be projecting it on camera. So yeah, I mean, I would any day prefer the energy that we get, that we feed off of on stage. But this was a lot of fun and a very different experience too. Who knows how long it's going to take for theater to open up, and we have to make the best of what we have. And we're crazy about this. We want the stage, so you make do with what we get. So.
Yeah, I agree. I think everybody feels that way in terms of missing that live interaction and the as Paul said, the tension that comes with it.
Yeah.
I know I certainly do, and I know everybody in theater is, I don't know, finding our own ways to do things. And I mean, I guess the other question I would have for everybody that maybe we can open it up is, are there things about the well, we all call it the Zoom world, but the online world that we can take back when we get live? Are there things you think might be helping us as either as a community or as an industry or as even just personally?
Yeah. So this is Basab. I mean, I can get it started. I think the fact that some of these things that video conferencing is not new, and doing rehearsals on Zoom or Google Meet or whatever is also not new. It's been done in the past, but the fact that we can actually rehearse on Zoom to the point where actually we never meet and we get a show, we actually do a performance, it gives you the confidence that maybe you can do. For instance, in one of our shows that with the one we just did for Bad Company is the last show. We had a director in Mumbai. I mean, he's a pretty well-known director, theater director, and he directed it from Mumbai. And we would never have been able to do that. And now we're like, okay, can we actually, how many rehearsals can we take it into when theaters open? Can we do like rehearsals on Zoom till 2 weeks before the show? And can we therefore, cast actors from the East Coast or the West Coast, and they can just fly in for the last two? So there are those options which have opened up, or can we not rent a studio and just do, the last 2 weeks in a rented studio, the rest of the time we just do it on show. So there are those options that are there. I'm sure none of us want to exercise them. All of us want to be in the same physical space. That's where we get our energy from. But at least we know that those options exist.
I think one of the things that theater needs to look at and the arts need to look at is access. And the arts have been very specialized, and it's very expensive to go to the theater. And a lot of people can't afford it. They certainly can't afford going to the theater on Broadway or off Broadway. The tickets are. And I think that this has brought home access questions, and you can access a lot of things now today during COVID in the theater and the arts that you've not been able to access before. And so I think that, all of us who are working in the arts need to think through, how do we continue those vital questions of access to people on a broad spectrum, and that the arts cannot be specialized, that they cannot be sort of, if you can afford a ticket that's, $250, $300 or whatever it is on Broadway. I hope that the arts begins this conversation about access.
Rita, you had something earlier to share. Do you want to chime in on this or?
Me about, no, I was just going to talk about acting and yeah, I mean, I actually wanted to chime in about acting towards a little black dot, which was, which is actually quite weird. And I just think it's, easier for people who have done film before, but for us as theater actors, it is definitely a challenge. And but I think there is a pro to it. It is actually super personal, which is very different from traditional theater. And everyone is looking at you, and that gives it a lot of heightened level of intimacy. And in theater, there's usually more distance from the person. So I was just going to say that it can be a very emotional experience. Like for me, when I was staring at my son, I think everybody felt a little bit intimidated during that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so yeah, that was what I was saying. Yeah, but Paul, I agree with you. I think we are going to see possibly theater which is going to be more accessible to a lot more people, and we'll probably find that more people are going to write for Zoom theater. I think where we can create an immersive reality for the audience on Zoom as well, or on theater, which is here.
Bruce, I'm seeing a raised hand.
Oh,
Um,
let me look and see if I can find it. Yeah. Who's got their hand up?
among the participants in the participants panel, I saw a raised hand.
Yeah, huh. I am not seeing it. And
Baiju?
There we go. There's one.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah, there's one.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm a big fan of Bay Area Drama Company. The dramas are so good. I love the plumber this time. I love the dialogue between the plumber and Rohini Mami. It was so hilarious. I wish I can go back and all the characters were so relatable. I started writing this as a comment. My son, who's not even watching the show, he was just going behind me and he just heard them and he said, "This is awesome, Mom. You're watching something good." And the show was so good. They took it to the climax and then boom, the show ended. That was the sad part. I thought there's going to be more of it. And Rohini Mami, you rock. Super.
Thank you, Baiju.
You echo so many older people's sentiments out here. Thank you.
Thank you, Baiju.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have to say I was struck in both plays as a director and as a producer sort that of the level of I guess the word is probably reality that the dialogue in both plays was just really well put together and well thought out, and I believed everybody. I mean, I believe that these were real people and came from real stories, which I think is the strength of these pieces, that they do have that, they resonate with us even outside your community. There are people in there that I recognize, and issues, but I think also there's issues that we all recognize, and just to take a quick digression, that's one of the things that I wanted to, when I first thought about this whole project or whatever, where the culture clatter idea, I was really trying to find ways to not only work on access, as Paul and various people have mentioned but I also just wanted to be able to share stories, and so that other people could see that there are similar stories in many cultures, and the things that are happening in the South Asian community are resonating in other communities as well. So I think that's something that we really have a great opportunity to do through this medium.
I tell you quickly a funny story. So my wife, we were living in New York, and my mother was visiting us and came to visit. And one of the, I don't know if it was the electric guy or one of the, handymen came to our door and came to the front door. And my mother answered the door in our home, and she said, "Workers go to the side door." My wife was there, and she blew a gasket, and she sat my mother down and she said, "You never, ever, ever in my home treat anyone like you just did." So I could really relate to the little scene we had there. I think it's across all barriers. Class, it's about class. It's about, it was very real and very honest.
And this class issue very much exists in India. And I believe that we bring it with us as a diaspora community, especially the older generation. When we come here young, we adapt, we look around us, and we learn to let go of some things. But the older generation, they still carry it with them. And it's really hard for them to switch. I remember when I was a young bride, my parents-in-law were visiting, and our bathtub got clogged. We were in an apartment, and the maintenance man came to unclog our bathtub. And the tone with which my father-in-law spoke to him, I wanted to die. I wanted to cringe and die and melt into the floor. He's like, "You better damn well fix it properly this time." I was channeling all of that into my role. It's very common. In India, it's even worse with the older generation. There's definitely this thing about treating, a certain class of people, depending on the work they do, they're not respected much. And we bring a little bit of that. And I think Sindu did a brilliant job of sort of taking a funny and a quirky look at older parents visiting here. And that's what I really liked about Suprabhatam.
Anyone else on that? Any other questions? Any questions for you guys? I mean, most of you, at least the participants here and the panelists, I assume for the most part you know each other because these were developed by your company as a group, really, and you certainly in the rehearsal processes in February and early March, we're all there. I just want to again congratulate everybody for the work, the tremendous work you've done on this. I know it was not easy. I'm glad we could at least find a way to share these stories with a broader community. And I'm sorry about the, I wish I could see you all right now. I don't know what's going on with my webinar, but thank you for being as available as you have been for all of this. So.
Thank you and Foothill College for hosting us and doing Culture Clatter. I think it was a superb idea to replace what couldn't be done, which is your fall production. And I'm really glad you did it. And we certainly enjoyed doing this. It gave us we had to record it. When you first said, we're going to record this, I was like, okay, how does that work and how are we going to do that? Because we had done only live Zoom.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah. And so I ended up actually, and Satish, of course, was always planning to do this, which was to edit it ourselves as well. So we recorded it, we edited it. It turned out to be a lot of fun. So, and the actors, of course, had a lot of fun because, we could do these two plays that we really like. Yeah.
Yeah. Actors always have fun when they're performing.
Yes.
That's what they live for. I get that. And I am so glad that we could provide a platform for these plays and for your cast and your crew and all the things that go along with that. So again, I think Basab, I think I told you that part of what I wanted to create here was something that might actually live past this quarter. might even live past the COVID. Even when we come back live, we may be able to find ways to keep doing this as a process, and maybe even do a similar thing live in our theater.
Yeah, count us in.
Open it up to other communities. So I'm just really, I'm really glad this worked. And thank you guys for sort of being the guinea pigs. The first, the first ones out of the gate. We've got two more productions in the next couple of weeks that'll both do the same thing. We'll premiere on Saturday. And we're going to go in tomorrow and put this into YouTube. And so there'll be a link available for your friends over the next week. So as soon as I get that, as soon as I get a specific link, it'll be part of the Foothill College YouTube channel, but I'll get you guys the specific link, the link that'll take you straight to that. If you
Bruce, let me just say that I really appreciate, this is what community colleges should be doing, is reaching out, pushing out great stories of communities that are, that are new to this area, that are growing in this area, pushing out diversity. And it was really wonderful to see Foothill champion this and champion what you're doing in the next several weeks. And
Can I take that and put it as a thing on our website that says, "Look at us"?
Yes, you can.
Oh, that's
and I'll be willing to tape it again.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, like I said, we will definitely do this again. How soon, I don't know, but it may be next quarter. I mean, I could see this being a quarterly event, basically. Now we've got this framework. We've got all these little pieces. We can plug in plays and go to town. So. I hope it keeps going, and I'll have you guys back.
Hire a student moderator so that you don't have to worry about tech, because they're good at it.
I know.
True.
You can enjoy and relax.
It's just that we'll get there. It's a little tricky getting the training. I mean, now that we've got, like I said, now we've got this sort of set up, then I can get students a little more involved, and they've been involved. They did a lot of stuff at our end, putting together some of the video, some of the graphics, some of the sound stuff that went around the shows. So we'll get better at it.
But want to say kudos to your box office. All the emails that we wrote, the responses were so quick. Everybody said that their responses were really quick. So congratulations on that.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Chris has been really on top of it. I don't know if he's still here. He was in. He is. Yeah. So thank you, Chris. Little shout out. All right.
And you want to say thank you to our directors, Basab and Satish, and cinematographer Jambu.
Yes. Very well done.
Thank you, Bad.
Great stuff. All right. Anything else?
That's it.
All right.
Thank you
everybody.
all.
I had a question.
Happy holidays. all of
Wait,
you.
we have a question.
Wait, everyone. We have to still take pictures. And
Oh, so look good. Okay.
and just one last question for you, Bruce.
Yeah.
So is there any way that you could later relate to us if any of your students were able to watch our plays, or any of your faculty, if they had like feedback or comments? We'd love to.
Anything I get, I will.
Yeah.
I will definitely pass anything on to you guys.
That'd be great.
I know a couple of the at least the theater instructors have shared the links, and we're encouraging our students to watch these. And I think there were a couple other instructors on campus who had also requested the links. I know Chris can probably actually. You know what? Chris, can you speak to that a little bit? Since Chris, there he is.
Sorry, what's the question?
So I think you mentioned to me that there were faculty who had requested the links for their students.
A high school teacher. I don't know which high school wanted. He wanted to, if he could share the links with his students.
Right.
And I said sure.
Yeah, and like I said, we'll keep pushing these things out and see what we can do. Because that's sort of the second part of this, is now that we've got content, we can share it, and more people will know about Bay Area Drama Company. And,
thank you.
And we'll hopefully be able to do that for you guys too. So.
Okay. I'm going to take some pictures on my cell phone and then I'll take some screenshots as well.
All right. We'll
Kiran, don't take too long. It's very hard to smile for that long.
Basab, I think we
what you get.
Okay, screenshots.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Bruce. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bruce. This was
Bye.
great.
Good to
Thank
see
you very
you.
much. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Bye.
Great
Take
shows.
care. Thank you,
Thank you.
Bruce. Bye.
Thank you.